Bed and welcome to my channel. I am Stephanie. This is the week 13, March the 28th through April the 3rd's weekly wrap up. Okay, so hopefully I am in frame. My chair sucks and doing this on my phone is a pain in the butt because I have to make sure that I'm in frame and stuff like that before I go, and it can change every once in a while, and depth perception isn't all the same, and what have you. But I will say this week was a pretty good week for the most part when it comes to my reading and stuff like that. And well, actually not really, because I only actually read 4 books, but one of the books contained 8 short stories / novellas, and I'm going to talk to you guys about each individual one of those as I read them. So, but other than that, I was actually pretty productive this week. If you haven't checked out my reels, I did put that compilation video together of all of the Instagram reels to music that has already been released for today. And then I will release a sneak peek, of course. But this video will be coming out for you guys, and you should have gotten, for the different tiers. You would have either, for the top tier, what am I talking about? For the top tier, Veda was released for them as well. Yeah. Okay. Whew. Doing so many different things with so many different tiers is so confusing. But earlier today, this is going out super late. I'm recording it super late. I don't even know if I'm freaking ashy. I put stuff on my face, but yeah. I also purchased a couple different masks and stuff like that, so I'm gonna be trying those out. Hopefully it doesn't wreck my skin. I am so off topic today. Anyways, let's just get into the books that I read this week or last week for week 13 and stories. So like I said before, I'm gonna break down each one of the stories that I read, and we'll go from there. So the first book that I finished last week was Gage, which is The Player number 6 by Nana Malone. I place this in contemporary. I give it 4.25 stars. I give it 3 Steam fans. I listened to this as an audiobook, and this is the finishing story for the series. The Caldwell family is back together again, and this is a Black author, if you guys did not know that. But this story follows Gage, who is the last son. He plays basketball and he's in college. He's the youngest. He has been a sort of component throughout the other stories, but you get to see his struggles, and in the beginning of it, you find out that he is kind of struggling through college and needs a tutor. In walks Becker, who is trying to get out from underneath the thumb of her father, who wants her to marry a certain person, and but that person is not a good person. He's also on the basketball team, and sort of Gage's competition and stuff like that. So you get to see that whole dynamic. They end up fake dating so that they can cover that Becker is actually tutoring Gage, and they find out that they have some things in common. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I want more from this family. I would have loved to have an epilogue or 2 or 3 or 6 dealing with all the different couples and things like that, to see where the family is now, because there were some storylines that were kind of hinted at or started at that weren't completely finished for each one of the books, as well as this one, to know what happens to the couple at the end. That they end up together, but what happens after that, I kind of want to know. I'm kind of invested. The next thing that I finished reading was a short story in the Only One Bed Anthology, and that was One Bed of a Pickup by Lucy Eden. Place this in contemporary. Give this one 3.25 stars. Give it 3 Steam fans. Ebook, physical book was the way that I consumed it. And a short story novella. This is about a male female, but they are queer. And Nadira, short story, has always liked her brother's best friend, and when they have to drive up to her brother's wedding, They end up running off the road, and then some secrets are revealed that Julian actually has a crush on Dee Dee as well. And yeah, they ended up bonking, and that's, yeah, there's that. Okay. The next thing that I finished reading was another short story in the Only One Bed Anthology, and that was Only One Flower Bed by Rebel Carter. Place this one in contemporary. This one is a BIPOC author. Give this one a 3.25 stars. Give it 3 Steam Fans, ebook and physical book reading. For consumption, this is a male-male romance or gay romance, however you want to say it, or however you want to label it. What I found was that this whole entire anthology is queer stories mixed in. For the most part, all of the stories are queer, except for I think 1, maybe 2. But this story follows Grant and Remy. They had a relationship, and then one of them ends up moving away to go to college and then comes back, and the other one is still mad about it. Then they get caught in a rainstorm in the greenhouse, and some sexy time ends up happening, and that ends that story. Next, we have Bed Hierarchy by Lauren Connolly. Place this one in contemporary. Give this one 3.5 stars. Give it 3.5 Steam Fans. This ebook, physical book, one of the stories in the Only One Bed Anthology, and this is about a family on vacation, and the guy that is a lifelong friend, trying to look at notes and stuff. Lifelong friend ends up coming to the family vacation, and there is a bed hierarchy when it comes to the house that they rent. And Theo is the friend, and Olive is the daughter that has a grumpy cat, and they end up on the low end of the spectrum for the hierarchy when it comes to bedrooms and things like that. And since he is just a family friend, he has to fight with a cat for a bed. But that also puts him in the same room with Olive, who he has been sort of lusting after, sort of crushing on for some time, and things end up happening because they're in the same room, but the cat is grumpy and takes one of the beds. Then I finished Uplift, which is another story in the Only One Bed Anthology by Rayne Talia, and place this one in contemporary. This is an Australian author. She leaves an author's note that this is an homage to some of the history and Indigenous people of Australia, so there is that aspect. I give this one 3.5 stars, give it 2.5 Steam Fans. Ebook, physical book, like I said, it's one of the stories. This is a sapphic or female novella, and this one deals with what is her name, Omnet and Shaza. So one's a TV producer, one is a sort of survivalist wilderness type person, and she's pitching her small business to the new TV as a part of the TV show. And the place that they were going to stay only had them reserved for one room for the entire television production team. So Shaza, the small business owner, nature wilderness person, decides that her and the TV producer is going to go sleep in a ute, kind of camping. And they end up, doing some things. The next book that I finished was A Co-Worker's Crush, which is Rooftop Crew number 6 by Piper Rayne. Places in contemporary. Give this one 4.25 stars. Give it 4 Steam Fans. Listen to it as an audiobook. And I really enjoyed this one. We have been waiting for this story. It's an enemies to lovers sort of story. This is Jax and Frankie's story. Frankie has a little girl who ends up coming into the shop all the time. And you have actually, if you've read the other books in the Rooftop Crew's stories, then you know about Frankie and her little girl and the dynamic between her and Jax, and they do some things, and I loved it. I loved the angst that went along with it. I loved the found family aspect. I think that Piper and Rayne put the story together and closed out the series in a really good way. I did find that there's obviously some connection between most of Piper Rayne's stories. There's got to be some overlap, and yeah, I'm like thoroughly looking forward to diving in deep to some Piper Rayne stories, the rest of their backlist, because there's so many characters that I just kind of want to know about and learn about and be in their stories and things like that. So this is the second series that I have read from them, and I'm really, really enjoying their backlist of books. The next thing that I read was In the Cards, which is another story from the Only One Bed Anthology. This one is written by Sarah E. Lilly. Place this in contemporary. Give this one 3 stars. Give it 2 Steam fans. As I said, ebook, physical book. For this one, short story, this is another sapphic story, or female novella. This is Emmy and Kendall. One is a photographer. The other one is a river tour guide type person, and they go and take pictures on the river and then end up hooking up. There's some secret crushing going on, and yeah, there's that. Next, we have Fate's Demand, which is Devil's Duet prequel by Aleatha Romig. Place this in dark romance. Give this one 4 stars. Give it 2.5 Steam fans. Read this as an ebook. Like I said, it's a prequel to the new series that Aleatha is writing for, named Devil's Duet. I think that's the full name of it. It might be something longer. I can't exactly remember, but I know that's one of the names of it. But this, we are introduced to Emma and Rhett, and these two have a meeting while Emma is, dealing with the loss of her family, and she is trying to start her business, trying to get back on her feet and everything like that. She found out that she is adopted when her family dies. And while she's in New Orleans, she is introduced to the fact that there may be some secrets to her biological family that she did not know about. And yes. So as I was reading this book, it gave me so many feels that I ended up having to totally reach out and be like, hey, Aleatha, I think you should write a paranormal romance, because it was giving me so many the originals vibes and things, and I just needed Rhett to be a vampire for some reason. All I could think about was the fact that I pictured Rhett as Elijah Michelson in my head, or maybe the actor that plays Elijah Michelson. If you don't know who that is, it's from the originals, and just love him so much. He's so sexy, and I cannot wait. This, by the way, this is not a paranormal romance story. It's going to be organized crime, mafia, dark romance, I believe. But the duet starts to come out. First book comes out in May. Can't wait to get my hands on it. I love Aletha's writing, so I have a feeling I'm gonna really enjoy the twists and turns and dark and all that other good stuff that goes along with it. So then that was actually the last day of March that I finished that book. But since the anthology was not completed, I am putting everything that I read for this week into my March wrap up. So all the books will count for there, just because it's my thing. It's my count. So that's how I'm doing it. The next book that I finished, or the next thing that I finished, was Romantic Intent, which is another story in the Only One Bed Anthology. This one is written by A.Z. Luis. Place this in contemporary. Give it 2 stars. Give it 2 Steam fans. Ebook, physical book, and short novella. I didn't like, this is a male-female story, and I didn't like the female character, at all. So we have Matilda, and Ryan, she gets fired from her job and decides to go camping. Although she's never been camping. Knows nothing about camping. Just goes to the store, buys some camping gear, then goes out to like this riverbed or something like that and decides to camp. What is this? What is this? No. And then like her whole like dialogue throughout the story was just like, and it's short. It's a short little novella, and I'm just like, I don't like you. I don't like you. And you have Ryan, who is a experienced camper, who has a dog who's a puppy, and the puppy ends up like peeing on her tent that she can't get up, and and then Ryan ends up giving her his tent, and he sleeps in the car, but then he's like, oh, it's gonna rain, so why don't you just stay in the tent with me, and oh my God, what? And they end up fooling around, and I was just like, well. Next thing that I finished, hallelujah. Nope. Next thing that I finished was What You Need, which is the almost last story for the Only One Bed Anthology. This one is written by Torrance Sen. Places in contemporary. Give this one 2 stars. Give it 2 Steam fans. Ebook, physical book. This is another sapphic romance, and it deals with Ness and Bree. And I couldn't even really tell you. Oh, they're co-workers caught in a snowstorm, and they end up having like a secret crush on each other, but one is like really, really tightly wound, and it's like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. I can't. Oh, it just bugged me. It bugged me to all hell. Then the final story, finally, I finished this book, and that is Holding On, which is the last story of the Only One Bed Anthology, written by Allie Williams. Places in contemporary. Give it 2 stars. Give it 2 Steam fans, and that's being generous because I don't remember a single thing about this story, and there are no character names. It's him and her, and that is all. I have no clue what happened in this story. There is an author's note for possible like PTSD dealing with, but I don't remember the story at all whatsoever. I think I had completely checked out by then. I was just like, So overall, I'm giving this the Only One Bed Anthology a 2.8 star rating and 2.5 Steam fam rating. So yeah. I read this with some book friends, and needless to say, I'm sorry, because I'm pretty sure I'm the one that suggested it, because I was like, oh, it's an anthology, and you know, there's got to be a couple good stories in there. Yeah, a couple good stories that were written in the beginning, and it just went downhill from there. So that's all I got. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so harsh, but whoo, I'm just glad it was only like $13 for the physical copy. Yeah. So that's all that I read last week. It sounds like it was a lot, but it actually wasn't a lot. Like I said, it was only like 4 total books. And most of those were in the short story book in the anthology. Yeah. And then there was a prequel, which is another short story or novella. And then 2 actual books. So 2 full-length books, and then 1 standalone, or 1 like, I'm rambling. Anyways. So I am currently reading, what am I currently reading? I am currently reading Hunting a Killer by Nicole Helm, and there's another story. What else am I reading? I'm reading something else. Oh, Act Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. I have a art copy of Replay by Amy Daws, which I will be getting into. Yes! And then I have all 5 of the new Salvation Society books that I didn't think that I had signed up for, but they showed up on my Kindle, so I'm going to read them. They release next week, so I hope to get them done next week, and you'll be hearing about them on the release day, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I don't know what the overarching theme is for this next section, so that could be a turner there. That could definitely be a turner. But as always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Also, there is a feedback form down in the description box. I don't know why I'm telling you guys all this. This is the freaking Patreon video for Patreon. I can't talk today. Anyways, everything is down there. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you're watching this and you happen to see something on my channel that you ever want to know anything about, and you can get it from Amazon, or you think that I got it from Amazon, let me know down in the comment section, and I will put it in the storefront idea list that is named as seen on or asked about on my channel. And then you could just use that affiliate link, and that would be greatly appreciated, because, you know, yeah, it's no extra cost to you. If you're going to buy it from Amazon, I would greatly appreciate you using my affiliate links. So there's that. Until later, there will be more videos coming out, because we are in April and it is Veda for the correct tiers. As I said, the middle tier, the $10 tier, is getting videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And then, of course, your Sunday video. And the $15 tier gets all 30 videos. $5 tier only gets the Sunday videos. Sorry, guys. And then you can watch over on YouTube Tuesdays and Thursdays Veda videos as well, for free. So there's that. Until next time, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being patrons. I greatly appreciate you. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.